Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Luke Tolley, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the life of self-taught artists. Today, in part 1, we will talk about the cons. So, let's begin. First, we'll speak of the lack of discipline. Of course, when you're teaching yourself and you don't have any stable flow of knowledge, you can get very lazy and your motivation can go down very easily. You can take a bit too long in your work, more than you should, and you don't experiment as much as you would if a teacher would be forcing you to do it for your own good, of course. When you don't have the discipline, it's very difficult to learn something. You sometimes don't feel like you want to do anything and you get very easily demotivated, and you take very long in developing your following as an artist if you want to get a following. Okay, now that we are done with the lack of discipline, let's go with number 2, which would be the limited self-confidence. This is very common amongst artists in general. So you would be very self-conscious to show your work. This is practically every artist, but it's like especially for the self-taught artists, since you're like a dot in a ocean of dots. That was terrible. And that ocean of dots is filled with many professional artists or artists that have gone to school for art, and they will look better than yours, but you will do good art as well. It just won't be as easily noticed. You have to work hard to be able to get that recognition. You fear taking risks and remain in your comfort zone. When you get stuck into a medium that you like, whether it's digital, coloring pencils, gouache, paints, watercolors, anything, you can stick to just one and that's it. And then what? People will know you for as the artist that stuck to one thing when the other artists are getting ahead of you, testing so many different other methods that even you could have learned how to use and might have even been good at. You tend to keep a low profile. You don't show off your art that much, and you also evade criticism. That's a big part because when you want to grow as an artist, you need to get some sense of criticism. When you don't get criticism, you don't know where to get better, and you don't know how to fix those small mistakes that you cannot notice on your own. Okay, as I mentioned previously, it's hard to get recognized, and that is part 3, the difficulty of getting recognized. But this is not only limited to online or other social mediums. You might not often be understood by your family. Your family might not understand how you feel about art, and maybe they, even if it's by accident, they might make you feel like it's not worth it, or like you're not worth it in that area. You can struggle with getting others' attentions with your art. You can lack the motivation to really express yourself or ask others to look at your art, ask them what they see, what they like, what they dislike, and you never know what's gonna happen. You have to try to get others' attention towards your art and get at least some sense of criticism, especially if it's someone who is experienced in art. I am not saying that people who don't have any experience in art cannot give you some good advice. I'm just saying to emphasize that information on the people that are indeed experienced. And of course, in not getting recognized, you know that you will not always have the support of others. But as much as some people will not support you or your art, there will be that small amount or huge amount, depending how you are, or your life is, or the social media ranking you have, of course. You will have at least one person that supports you, or you might have a whole world supporting you and you don't even know it. Okay, number 4, I mentioned this previously. This is the lack of criticism, that you don't often get good criticism from anybody. You don't know where to get better because you don't know what you have to do to get better, because you don't get any criticism from anybody. You need to ask criticism again. I'm being very repetitive, but I cannot stress this enough. Even I myself struggle getting criticism online. I barely get any criticism, and it's hard for me to grow. It is, but I keep trying. And as I mentioned just now, it makes it really hard to grow if you don't get any criticism. If you have anyone who is willing to give you criticism, hold on to them, because they might change your insight in your art by a long shot. Now finally, we have number 5, which is the monetary struggle. This is more towards the self-taught artists that do commissions and freelancing. Since you're not easily recognized, it's hard to find work. That happens to me as well. It's sometimes difficult to get some work. It's sometimes hard to earn money that you can use to get some more supplies to test other mediums. And this might be quite a paradox, but you not getting work even limits the amount of recognition you can get. So if you're not recognized, it's hard to get work, but if you don't get work, it's also hard to get recognized. I know it sounds like a complete loop, but yeah. Since you don't work, you can't restock your supplies so easily, as I mentioned previously. Your supplies that you get it from the money. And the way to get money is through commissions, unless you have a normal job. But if you are someone who really wants to draw for a living, that can be a struggle. And that will be all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you also enjoyed the process of this drawing. I really worked hard on it, and I really love how it turned out, especially the lighting. The lighting is very lovely. I love the contrast with the warm and cold colors and such. And I hope to see you on the next video. And if you enjoyed this, leave a like, subscribe, or hit the little bell if you want to see any more videos in the future. Bye!